Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up, what up? Happy Saturday, people. How we feeling? How we feeling today? Yes. Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. We are back. We are alive, and it is time to talk our talk. I hope all is well with each and every single one of you. I pray and hope that you didn't allow the enemy to stop you in your tracks, to keep you from getting your projects done, from getting you to get your peace, from preventing you to have the conversations, to read, to do whatever it is that you needed to do today for yourself that was going to bring you some form of joy, peace, and clarity in your life. I pray all has been pretty smooth and relaxed. Greg, I see you, brother. Salutes to you. The enemy is always out to get you, always out to stop you, always out to prevent someone and something from achieving its highest purpose. And if you are here with me, that means that you woke up and you were allowed to see another day. You were allowed to take another breath, to dress yourself, to use all of your bodily functions, your sight, your hearing. You still have full capacity of all of your ligaments. I say that's a huge win, a huge win. If you weren't here for the live yesterday, you missed out. You truly missed out. When we get into these pockets and we start to talk about things that people are afraid to speak on, there's a different atmosphere that comes into the environment. See, for me, God, when I allow Him to lead and to use me to get the messages and the point across, it just flows. Nothing is held back, everything is just fluent. And I felt that presence all in the stream yesterday. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to have these conversations with you, to be able to share my thoughts and my point of view on different things that's going on in our life that we might not be able to have these conversations with other people. Miss Anna, hello, hello, hello. Salutes to you. Good to see you, my friend. I hope all is well. I hope your crusade to get the peace that you so desire is working out for you. I know social media can kick our butts. Everyone is being competitive. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to promote. Everybody wants to feel a sense of belonging. Everybody is trying to outdo the other person. Other people, it's a whole plethora of BS that can really be draining and taxing on the mind and on the spirit and body, man. If you're really not girded up and you don't understand your own self fully to the point to where like you getting on here and you see like, let me slow down. I just started really getting into threads, and I'm gonna get to my shout outs here in a second. You know I can't go without giving my flowers out. But I was on threads majority of the day because I'm trying to advertise, promote, get in the swing of just meeting different people, right? And just giving my experience with threads right now. I started from Twitter. I started from Twitter, then YouTube, then Instagram, and then they started. the whole threads thing. So to think of really think about every platform and what each one offers, threads is a little more available to a number of people. It's not so controlled as Instagram or Twitter is, where like you really have to fight and post and really like literally exhaust yourself trying to get somewhere on those platforms. Is really taxing. Threads is okay. Uh, I don't think it's really any different than the other ones. I haven't come across anything extreme yet. They do have porn on it though. That's one of the things that I'm already struggling with alone. So as I'm scrolling, I'm starting to see women promoting their OnlyFans and their sex profiles and stuff like that, and I'm already like, yeah, the devil is really trying to get me to stumble and slip again. So like, I mean, I guess it has its up and downs. I have had a few interactions with different people on there, but it's I guess it's all on you and how you navigate it. But you have to take these places in doses. You can't just envelop these sites completely. Yeah, the algorithm is seemingly welcoming. I agree. I agree. That's one of the things that I do like about it. People are a little more open to being supportive or at least engaging in smaller platforms that don't have the same number of followings. Some people will speak, but then you gotta take it with the grain of salt because there are still some egotistical people who look down on you and think that they're better than you and they won't say a word to you. But then you have those that will engage with you, and I think that's my main reason why I'm on there because I know everyone is not selfish and out for their own gain, but just my personal experience, threads tricking me. They got me to men hating women. That's something that I have on my to do list tonight as far as my unpopular opinion. Uh, because we've had discussions on here before. Shout out to Blue Flames, the poet, Quest Reads, where there's a group in different sectors of the internet that discuss the dynamics between men and women, the things that have changed, and what we can possibly do to remedy the problem. And it's what it's done is opened up a bigger problem because we have a division between men and women where one is thinking the other is the enemy, and the way that we're going about dealing with our indifferences or our our concerns and issues within our communities is not being conducted or handled responsibly or in a healthy manner. So I understand your frustration about being triggered. If it was done in a better way, I could see some positive reactions, but bruh, that drives me nuts. We never like, yeah. I say this, bro. You're one of the lucky ones, one of the blessed ones. I wish I knew your secret. See, I was introduced to it. A lot of things that we become addicted to, we end up introduced to it, and it didn't even start out. A matter of fact, how it started out when I was younger, and like back then we had super TVs. We had the big ass antennas on the television. So you only got certain channels. We didn't have cable. We couldn't afford cable then. So we had to use the antennas to kind of get in a position to watch certain stations, and I would flip through channels using that knob on the TV. If you know what I'm talking about, then yeah, there's a knob. There's two knobs, and one on the top and at the bottom, and you had to manually turn the TV. And I would stumble on like one of these stations where it was real staticky. You know how the lines just, and then for 1 second, the the screen became extremely clear, and it showed um, sexual intercourse between a man and a woman. And I was young. I know I ain't had no business looking at stuff like that, but once my eye caught a glimpse of it, I think it was over from then. But that wasn't even what really took me to that place to where I started finding my person addicted or struggling with it. It was more or less different scenarios that happened throughout my adolescence that put me in that place. I'm probably going to talk about that. I might even talk about that tomorrow, or I don't know. I'm off this week. No, I'm taking off this week. I might have to speak on that. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I have these issues. I think we should shame the devil, and we should be strong enough to speak on the things that have harmed us and hurt us, because our testimonies and our lifestyles might possibly help somebody come out of something that they're going through. So I'm gonna put that one on the back burner. But I do see a couple of people who are trolling believers. I won't. There's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. I see it on there. You know, that's what's happening in 2023. We're going to get a lot of false prophecies. We're going to get a lot of people preaching and teaching and speaking on the word as if they're Holy Ghost filled and things of that nature. It's going to be a lot of it. A lot of it. I will never quote something and I'm not living it. I will never quote a Bible verse and I don't know what I'm speaking on. I'm not going to act like I'm a preacher or a pastor. I'm not. I would never do that because I know it's going to fall back on me. I'm going to be responsible and held responsible for what I said to somebody. I keep going back to that part. What we say and what we do and how we conduct and operate is directly going to tie into whoever decides to follow and listen to our words and our lead. It's way deeper than just the preaching. I was the neighborhood nerd, never had a chance to get exposed to a lot of stuff. I know exactly what you mean about the TV. Yeah, and look, I never fit in ever. I was skinny. My humor is is it's not really uh, an acquired taste for a lot of people. But I always found myself hanging out with um, wannabe street dudes, um, little girls who were way too fast for their age. I always tried to hang around folks that I knew that, like, intellectually, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff, I just didn't fit in with. And it always ends up resulting in failed friendships and temporary joy and temporary peace and excitement. It never lasts long. But then when you're an outcast and you try to match and meet the expectations of other people, you try to adapt to other people's lifestyles and habits and things of that nature. You're doing nothing for yourself favorable but putting yourself in trouble and making matters worse for you later on. It always eventually affects you later on because it's not you. None of that was ever you. And so yeah, man, I hear you. Like, when I talk about, or when I get to that point where I speak on that specific introduction to the movies and things of that nature, you'll kind of understand, like, a lot we all have things in common to a degree. You would be surprised who connects on certain levels. There's things about you guys that if you said it, I will probably be like, wow, I thought I was the only one. Nah, it's beyond just me and beyond just you. They told me I didn't belong out there in the street with them. I tried to fit in though. They made fun of me, chased me, and beat me up, but I still, yeah, yeah, yeah. My pops, man, he was a 9 to 5, or he was an overtime type of worker, construction worker. I was his shadow. I stayed underneath him. That made me spoiled, but it messed up. It messed me up because I didn't have an identity outside of following behind him. I knew by his example what type of person he was. I didn't find that out there, but I was dealing with females and I was dealing with dudes that weren't nothing like my grandmother, nothing like my my pops, wasn't nothing like none of them. So I always ended up sacrificing my time, my energy, my money, giving love to people who disrespected and mishandled it. Painful growing up, high school, elementary, and middle school was not very kind to me at all. I ate lunch alone. I pretty much stayed to myself for the most part. I did have a select few of friends, and I think it was more or less because we kind of moved and operated the same way. So outside of the two or three people that I was okay with, I was basically the outcast the entire school tenure while people were playing fall and going to dances and things like that. I couldn't wait to get out of the building, go home, go to my video games and my cartoons. I never fit in, never liked the cool. A stigma and distinction that needs to be defined and eradicated permanently. That whole idea, all right, because that's leading into exactly the purpose of this segment. Let me say this. Shout out to my writers, my artists, my creators, my content producers, my soul spillers. I appreciate you. I thank you. I hope that you continue to pour out. I hope you continue to pray. I hope you continue to believe in yourself. That being said, the segue into my first unpopular opinion, which ties in directly to what you guys are speaking on right now. You can tell me stories. I know you can, brother. I know. We here. I feel this. I put myself on homeschool because I cried always was bullied daily. Got sick of it. My folks, my folks couldn't afford homeschool. I don't even know if they knew about homeschool, and if they did, they probably wouldn't have even done that anyway. So it was really me against the entire school system. Yeah, I know about the bullies. I know about the fake love. I know about sitting at the lunch table by myself. I didn't do the best in school because I was too worried about the peer pressure and et cetera and et cetera. We at this particular age, you know better. You understand like that whole concept of nerd and all these phrases that people have um, indoctrinated us to believe that it's a bad thing to be intelligent or is a bad thing to be different or not really mesh or blend in with a certain group of people needs to be completely removed from our psychosis completely and permanently. That same way of thinking, how people would treat you and talk to you and look down on you and act like you were beneath them or act like you weren't cool enough to be around or hang with or talk to or give love to or any type of interaction. Those people are the same folks right now who run our system, who run Instagram, who run Twitter, who run all of these different places. They work on our police force, fire department, hospitals, nursing homes. These same people that we grew up with in school still carry this same mindset right now in 2023. There's still people walking around acting the same way in high school as they did now. Ain't that weird? It's very disturbing and it's very sad and troubling. I would have loved to be at home school because I probably would have done a little bit better. Matter of fact, I would have done a lot better with my grades and all that. Growing up for everybody wasn't easy and pleasant and fun. Everybody didn't have the greatest experiences. And I look back on my youth and ask myself if I would have changed anything. And the truth be told, I probably wouldn't have. I don't know. Is you can't really control how the course of divine order is played out. Things happen the way they did because they had to. If any of us would have did anything different back then, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Mind you, there's a lot of difficulties that's plaguing us, plaguing our loved ones. But the fact that we are able to heal and talk about these things right now is a testament that God was still with us, even when we was going through what we was going through. A long time, I used to wonder if he loved me and if he cared because of all of the pain and all of the humiliation that I suffered when I was growing up like that. Because I couldn't understand how kids could be so cruel and so mean. And now, like when you're an adult, it's like these demonic spirits are running rapid. They're completely consuming and getting their way with every single person that they come across that's being susceptible and easily manipulated by the beauty of the world. So, unpopular opinion, I I say we need to get rid of and abolish all of these criterias and these made up laws that dictate whether or not your IQ qualifies you to be a good best friend or a good companion. Your ability to quote a famous rap lyric or a famous sports statistic qualifies you to hang out with the cool kids. And what is a cool kid? What really is a cool kid? What makes a person popular? What makes you and me not cool and not popular? What makes what we say any less important than the person that's the high school king and queen? What makes us less valuable? What makes us not worthy of being heard? They're all lies. It was all programming from the second we started school. They set all of these roadblocks and scenarios up to suppress, depress, oppress, and completely obliterate a child's mind. And then you take it into, all right, well, now it's the parents. We gotta look at the parents because the parents are the ones who created these children to where they're operating and moving like that, thinking it's okay to treat people the way that they treat them. because clearly it didn't start with them. So it means that your mom and your dad and people that you saw as you were growing up were actually doing the same things. Somebody's not breaking the cycles and not correcting these habits and these mistakes. Someone is not being held accountable for their ignorance and their lack of knowledge and their inability to grow into their big boy pants and their big girl drawers and understand that this is not how we're supposed to treat each other. Whether or not you're 105 or 95 pounds, whether or not you're 60 pounds, 4'8", or 6'2", 210 pounds, no one should be over or under the other person. I don't care about your status, stature, your sexual market value, what position your mom or your dad had in your community. I don't care about your legend status, what you did in the street. I don't care about none of that. We are all in this with the same pairs of legs, the same pairs of eyes, feet. Yeah, I'm definitely against it. And it's worse. It's worse now because if you look at how teachers are sleeping with students, and you got pedophiles, and you got all of this craziness going on in the classrooms where kids are reciting whoremongering music. They're singing it. They're like they're praising it. They don't even understand that the lyrics and the messages that's in these songs are demonic. Now, don't get it twisted. I used to listen to all of it until I started to realize how drastically that stuff was affecting me, my mood, how I treat myself, how I treat people. You can listen to one song and then it completely change your entire day. You walk outside the door with that lyric on your mind, and everywhere you go, you got that playing in your head, and then it changes your whole attitude completely. People, one of the unpopular opinion number two: words, lyrics, messages, posts, uploads, specific things in that area does alter your life. It does affect you. I know a lot of people want to say I'm strong minded, I'm strong willed, I can't be controlled, I can't be used, I can't be manipulated. Well, evidence shows otherwise, that that's not the case. Unpopular opinion number three. When I say unpopular opinion, I'm really generally just speaking from the perspective of going against the grain and what people tend to believe is the right way, believe is that the source, the answer. Nikki, hello. A person who supports LGBTQ, unpopular opinion, you're not helping the solution. You're not holding them accountable. You're a part of the issue. Unpopular opinion. I don't believe in life coaches. I believe that if a person is spiritually sound, I believe that a person that has been taught and has been brought up with morals, beliefs, um, certain standards, biblically, and just overall carry a internal sense of self respect. It doesn't matter if you're in a position where you have a doctorate or any type of title. If you display any of these qualifications, you are more than capable of giving someone advice, being a listening ear. You don't need to have a certificate to tell someone the truth or to guide or help or be caring or empathetic. Life coaches, to me, are hypocrites. A lot of them are. I have a problem with anyone who can give advice on things that they themselves are not successful in. I have a hard time taking advice from someone who is failed with 3, 4 marriages, have 10, 20 kids, and your advice to a person is to do or follow your same path or to be more reckless. I have a problem with anyone who see you can give someone advice and you can do all of that, right? But if you don't truly know that what you're saying is right and is not coming from a place of ignorance or your emotions, you're just thinking irrationally, you're using your upbringing experiences to convey a message to people, but you're not coming from an entirety of I'm looking at I'm looking at everything from all angles. I'm listening to Prince, Johnny's salute to Johnny. I take advice from him. I take advice from Anna. I take advice from Nikki. I listen to all of these people. I hear different points of views on how to navigate life, how to deal with women, how to deal with men, my job, my self confidence, getting the right information to support my family, to be more financially stable and competent. If I don't get the correct information, what happens is that I build a foundation that is not solid, and then everything is going to eventually crack underneath me, and I'm going to be assed out because someone is too egotistical to realize that they don't know everything. You don't know everything. You don't. We know things, but we don't know everything. Life coaches, you telling women to hate men, men telling men to sleep with as many people as they possibly can. Don't trust women. Don't give too much to women. Women chase after the bag, chase after the bank. Don't just suck them, fuck them, and leave them. Have a child with them, lock him down, make sure he's a celebrity. He's making 6 figures however you want to call it. Make sure he's making over 45 to 150K a year. Make sure he's making a significant amount of money. Trap him. Move on. You set. You ain't gotta. These are life coaches. These are red pill people that's in these atmospheres giving out tips and advice on how to deal with other human beings. Unpopular opinion. I think the majority of them are full of it. And I wouldn't really put stock into none of it. And it can come from the most nonchalant, most chill person in the world. Gonna have the smoothest delivery and the smoothest set of features that you could ever come across, and they could tell you a whole bunch of BS. There was a woman that was a life coach, a psychologist, and she was on social media basically doing exactly what I'm talking about. And then what ends up happening is her field office found out what she was doing on social media, and they terminated her. They fired her. They let her go. And then she went to social media and started blaming everybody else for why she got terminated. Black woman. Then months later, she returns to social media. This time she's promoting. Then this is the fun. This is what I'm talking about with this life coach. This shit where people just swear up and down they know everything. She came back 2-3 months later after she got fired for her whatever. Now she's promoting her OnlyFans. Now she's on OnlyFans, folks. So she went from being a counselor, psychologist, a person that's supposed to be responsible for your mental and physical and spiritual well-being to a woman revealing her body, her soul, and her skin for $9.99 a month. She's literally on social media begging for people to help her and help her and help her and help her. Where was all that information at when you was telling men and women how to basically say screw each other and keep it moving? That it was okay to be promiscuous and to be loose. Where was all of this then? But these are the people who have these platforms that have thousands and thousands of people watching them, and people are you know responding and listening, and you go girl power, yes queen, yes queen, fuck that nigga, fuck that nigga, fuck this, fuck that, yeah, you, yep, all because of one person. This is just one person. That's just one person that's reaching thousands of people. So imagine you have a plethora of different platforms, musicians, singers, writers, authors, folks that have all these degrees getting in front of the camera. I think that if you do this by 19 because of 1965, Ed Sheeran and something, they signed something, and then this, and then you fast forward. You people spitting out all of these facts about stuff that happened a century ago, and you think you smart and intelligent feeding somebody something. And then when people start to gravitate towards you, and they're like, you know what, this brother's intelligent, this sister knows what she's talking about. Now you sucked in, and you know you don't realize that you just got completely played. These people will be playing people. So yeah, man, horribly misguided, horribly. And as far as that woman that I was talking about, she's still somewhere on TikTok, and that's another unpopular opinion of mine. Influencers. Let's get to the influencers. I have two more that I want to get off my chest. Influencers is one of them. Someone tell me what an influencer is. I really like to know what an influencer is, right? Because growing up, my grandmother worked at a laundromat. She worked there damn near her entire career. Two separate ones. My grandmother and my great grandmother, both folding, doing laundry. My stepfather, who was actually, as far as I'm concerned, my father, construction all his life. Came home, got a check, came home, got a check. Rough times, good times, rough times, penny pinching, rough times, went to work. Those were influencers to me. If I had to grade anyone on a curb and I had to really compare, those were influencers to me. When it came to how to have conversations or disagreements with your family and your loved ones, when it came to like my brother just said, leadership, choosing your path, choosing right from wrong. When it came to living a certain type of lifestyle that was going to be productive to society and to your household, those were what I considered influencers. What is an influencer in 2023? Because everywhere I look, hair tutorial. Oh my God! Let me take these out. First, I gotta unbraid this, and then I gotta go wash it for 2.5 hours, and then I have to apply this ugly ass mascara mask on my face. It has to sit there under a temperature of 26 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately by 2 o'clock. Then I can take the mask off, and then I have to go, and then I have to get this lipstick off of my face, and then I have to shave this and that. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Someone please help me out here, cuz I'm sitting there scanning through YouTube, scanning through TikTok and all of these places, and these people are getting 45, 35, 55 views and likes and comments. Oh my God, girl, you are so right. I never thought about buying my hair from Waffle House. I never thought about getting my hair and my toes and getting my. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Oh my God, you're so right. You're oh my. Ooh, thank you. I'm subscribed now. Ooh, I'm not salutes, bro. I'm not taking shots. And what I'm saying is like these people will sit in front of these cameras, man, and they'll act like what they're doing is so significant and important. If you're trying to maintain your health and your body, and you care about your blood flow, your organs, and your weight gain, weight loss, if you care about the things that are going to help you live a little longer, okay, I understand that. But what we're talking about is superficial shit. You're doing this for attention. You just want someone to gas you up. You just want to feel important. You want someone to treat you like you're a god, idolize you, get on their knees and ask and beg for your autograph. You want to be a celebrity so bad. That's what I'm talking about in terms of the influencer thing. Then you have the other side where they got the whole try on hole. You got to try on your Halloween costume. You got to try on your lingerie. You got to try on your work uniform. You got to try on what you're going to wear to the bathroom. You got to try on what you're going to wear to the supermarket. You got to try on what you're going to wear when you get on the phone with your ex. You got to try on this. You got to try on that. So I'm confused. I really just want to know. So unpopular opinion. I think it's a waste of time, a waste of resource. I feel like people who have to get in front of the camera to objectify themselves, they are misguided, they're hurting, they're lost, they're confused, and they have no idea the hell that they're bringing on themselves. You're tantalizing, you're tempting people, you're tempting their eyes, you're tempting their spirit to defy you're tempting their flesh to defy the spirit, to defile. Defile is the word. So when you call yourself an influencer, it all ties into how you affect other people's life, and you probably don't even directly care because you're getting out of it what you want, a sense of self worth. These all these thousands and thousands of people who are confirming your beauty, and they're confirming superficial things to appropriate and incorporate with their own life. That gives you a rush. It gives you a sense of importance and purpose, but you're looking in the wrong places. Maybe you know you're looking, or maybe you're not aware. But even with that, you showing your ass and your breast, and you twerking, and you got to do all this extra posing and all this stuff for all these people who are watching back at home. All these people watching back at home, they got their Jergens lotion ready. They got their Kleenexes ready. Their trash can right by their bedside. They ready to go. What's her IG? Oh yeah, what's her IG? What's her OnlyFans? Oh yeah, they gonna make a whole romantic evening with your ass. They're gonna be faithful too. Every week, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They gonna pull up that video. They gonna pop onto your channel to see what you posted. But you somewhere living your life, spending that money that you making off of these people, and the whole time they hurting their soul, they hurting their spirit every time that they partake of the temptation that was given to them by you influencers.
Yeah.
My last one, my last unpopular opinion, and this is a very controversial one because we all would like to be in a place to where we can defend ourselves, defend others, protect our loved ones from all harm, hurt, and danger, big or small. It doesn't really mean it's life threatening where someone's trying to hold you at gunpoint. It doesn't mean that. It could be just someone trying to set you up at the job or do something to one of your nieces or nephews or something. There's no, you know what I'm saying? And this one is gonna be very different, but unpopular opinion. You have no right to judge a single soul. Why do I say that? You make certain choices and decisions with who you meet, who you interact with, what parts of these people you decide to allow in, and what parts of you are allowed to give out. Whatever actions are reflection of your decision, you have to eat that. Now, you live and learn. You take the lesson from it and you move accordingly. But you have zero right to condemn the person or decide what lies for them later on down the road because of what came from your engagement with anyone. You make the decision to keep them around or you leave them. You make the decision to love them or hate them. You make the decision to say this is not for me. All right. But to take it in your own hands to say this person deserves X, Y, and Z, well, now it gets a little tricky because there has to be a fine line between holding someone accountable and then prosecuting a person. You can hold a person accountable, but you can't prosecute the person. God is the prosecutor. He's the judge. He decides whether or not that person deserves every single thing that's coming to him. He decides whether or not a murderer or someone deserves to go to the death penalty. It's not your place to decide whether or not a person deserves love or doesn't deserve love because of their past history and what they chose to do with their life before you or after you. It's not your place. What you can do is determine from what you experienced, take that information, formulate a general construct of how you want to handle it, and then move forward. You can't pull the trigger. You can't set the trap. Eye for an eye is not your decision. It is not your call to make. Being petty back to a person is not your call to make. It's not attractive, it's not lovable, it's not respectable, it's not honored, it's folly, it's ignorant. The fact of the matter is, you doing back to a person equally or beyond what they did to you makes you just as bad as them. But if you're not associated with what they represent, there's no reason for you to move and operate the way that they operate unless you are just like them, which means you're a hypocrite. And the lifestyle that you think that you're living, you're not really living it. Jesus did not operate like we do. That's the, if you don't believe anything else I say, Jesus did not do or live the way we did. He didn't pull up to 1805 Willcrest Drive and shoot up the house. He didn't go impregnating every single person he could. He didn't do any get back for how his ex treated him. He didn't spit in nobody's food at the restaurant. He didn't pray for no one's downfall or want them hurt. He didn't hold bitterness in his heart. He didn't act jealous. He didn't gossip. He didn't act ghetto and ratchet and street. He didn't support the things that we support. Unpopular opinion. You use the fact that you're a human being as a scapegoat, not to live the example that Jesus lived. You use that as an escape, as an excuse, as a means to continue to be trifling. I don't know who needs to hear it. I know I am guilty of it. Man, if they do this to you, man, you need to do this to them. That's the only way you need that. You need to do that. You need that. Oh, they cheated on you? So you go sleep with their uncle, you go sleep with their best friend. Oh, they don't show you love, they don't support you. They need this. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing back to them. That God. That's not Jesus. But you feel better because you're technically not him. So you feel like you can get away with it. And you don't have to apply his lifestyle to yours because you're not directly him. You're not, but you don't understand that this vessel is his. It's better that he being you than you in the world. Why do you think that's a word? Something to think about. Something to think about. And I've had this conversation a number of times with people where it's like people will try to rationalize, you know, their behavior patterns and their actions because they just feel like they created themselves. You birthed yourself. You came out your own womb. You provided your own sperm and own egg. You did 9 months of yourself. You delivered your at the hospital. So because you are the owner of your body, you dictate and operate and move how you want. I mean, you got free will, right? So you can do whatever you want. Is that the case though? Is that really true? Experience says you can live how you want. but you might not like the results that you want to get by living the way you want. That's that's the bottom line to it. Unpopular opinion, folks. I might have to do another one of these. I like these. They're rapid. They're random. And then, I mean, it's just the truth. Maybe it's not detailed or outlined. I'm sorry, the way that a lot of people would, you know, push it. But facts are facts. If I'm wrong about anything I'm saying, feel free to comment. Let me know in the comment section, please. I am not above reproach. But I thank y'all for pulling up, for having the conversation, for actually sharing a part of you with little old me. I appreciate that. I feel like we bonded. We connected on some things. Everyone relatively has some type of connection, one way or another. And I much rather focus on the commonalities than the indifferences. Magnifying the wrong things is what keeps us in trouble all the time. Putting too much emphasis on things that really don't serve no purpose is what keeps us in trouble all the time. You focusing and putting all your energy in what's negative and what's not really being, productive is what? Why are you wasting all your time and your energy on something that's not really going to get you where you're trying to go? I don't understand it. I'm not going to spend a whole entire week complaining or angry over something that I don't have control over, or I can't just snap my finger and it's going to disappear. I'm not going to be bitter forever, angry forever. I will definitely have my say, and then I'm going to keep it moving. It's not. There's no more time to be holding on and keeping these things in like this, or walking around with this attitude like you just everything to man and woman, acting like you're too high above the heavens to be down here with the little people in the field plucking these roots and this dead mess. You're not above anyone else. You're not better than the next person. Get off your high horse, people. And I'm speaking in general. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I am gonna. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and write this one down before I forget it. I'm gonna have to write this one down before I get it. Another one of my I just thought about it. Another one of my unpopular opinions. It just came to me too, and it's crazy how how hypocritical we can be as people. But I'm not gonna hold y'all long with that. I'm gonna spin the block on that one. I think I'm going to pull up tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna pull up tomorrow. I'm a chill Monday. I'm gonna come on tomorrow, and I'm gonna plan out the rest of Lord willing, I'm gonna plan out the rest. It's just too much going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, damn. Ah, yeah. Let me let me get up off here. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not following. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I can do this from here. Let me see something. Let me see something. I'm gonna try something here real quick. I might have to do it from. Dang, I can't even. Well, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I might have to try it from my. I'm gonna try this from my phone. Well, not my phone, because I don't have my phone. My phone is destroyed. I'm using a backup right now. This is a headache. Um, I'm getting on here. I'm trying to set something up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Uh, Hold on, let me turn this down. All right, boom, boom. All right, bam. I just gave you a wrench, Miss Anna. Uh, Section 8. I just gave you a wrench, brother. I we'll wrap on that tomorrow. I'm gonna get into that. I promise. But that's my way of letting you know that I see and notice, and I appreciate both of you guys, man, just for being true to yourself, for being raw and honest, for showing me love and support, man, when you didn't even know me from a can of paint. I appreciate it. And as we continue to do this, I know it's going to be very important that there's people here to help facilitate the integrity of these conversations. So I have to make sure that the right people are um, there to make these things stay solid and spiritually sound. I have to make sure that God is always present here. So I thank you. I thank you all. We're gonna get into it tomorrow though. I never know how it's gonna come out. I don't script anything that I speak on when I get in front of the camera. I just have something that's on my heart, and then when I pray about it and the lights come on, I just go with the flow, and whatever comes out is not planned or pre-written. So that being said, a lot of you didn't catch my little extra thing that I put on here. So I'm gonna close the stream out with that particular piece. If you, matter of fact, for those who didn't catch the stream, you do not want to miss the conversation. If you miss out on any of the conversations that has been discussed on these shows in the last 2 months, you might want to spin the block and check some of them clips out, check some of them lives out. Some amazing, talented, smart brothers and sisters have pulled up to these conversations, and they've been nothing but informative, spiritually filled, and amazing. The environment, the commune, the support, the love, the respect that people have for each other from the beginning to the end of the stream has been nothing but phenomenal. Everyone conducts and presents themselves as adults. Everything is professional. We don't support or advocate for anything less than respect here. So you need to know that you are always welcome, that you're always in the thoughts and prayers. I ask God right now in the name of the Father, Son, precious Holy Spirit, that He would bind up anything that's not of Him in the atmosphere of the stream, that He would cover and protect each and every single one of you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that He would break the yokes and bind anything satanic or demonic out in advance, setting snares, traps against you, your loved ones. I'm asking right now that He would clear the atmosphere in your soul, in your spirit, in your household, that He would help break the generational curses and things that keep you bound and binded mentally and in all aspects, financially, physically. We give glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. In Jesus' name, amen. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. Hold up. Well, it's too late for that. I'm already about to do this. But I hope you enjoy this. This is going to be the opening to my streams, followed by the intro officially. I just wanted you to see it before I closed out. But yeah, this is Assembly of Excellence.